when you kind of reflect on the movement of Kofi Mania, like what does it mean to you to reflect on that moment of your career?
Oh man, okay. It's crazy. When I came through the Elimination Chamber, I remember Woods and E. I'm getting like emotional now, okay.
Hello, WWE Universe. My name is Byron Saxton, and I'm truly honored to host a very special panel. Of course, all throughout the month of February here in WWE, we are proudly celebrating Black History Month. Well, today we've decided to place an extra focus on the topic of modern-day Black WWE champions. Now, there have been a total of 6 Black WWE champions in history, and 3 of those champions join us right here today, starting with the man to my left. He is a 2-time WWE champion, the almighty Bobby Lashley. Next is a man who successfully cashed in his Money in the Bank contract, I won't say on who, to become WWE champion.
Let's keep the peace.
This is awkward.
And last but certainly not least, the first African-born WWE champion in history, Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
So gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us and talk about your experience as WWE champion. But I want to kind of pose this question to all 3 of you, and E, I'll just start with you. When you were looking at your WWE career, maybe as a young man, were there any Black WWE superstars who kind of made you go, okay, I can do this, or I want to pursue this path as part of WWE?
Oh, Ron Simmons was my guy as a kid, and for many reasons. So I grew up in Florida, huge college football and Florida State fan. And for anyone who doesn't know, Ron Simmons was a nose tackle at Florida State. And I believe he actually was a Heisman finalist, which as a defensive tackle is extremely rare. In so many different aspects, he was the kind of athlete that I wanted to be. And obviously, it's hard to have a discussion about Black performers in wrestling without talking about him beating Vader in WCW for that World Championship, and seeing the locker room clear out and celebrate him was pretty incredible. So Ron Simmons was my guy for sure.
Bobby?
I don't want to copy his answer, but when I first came in, I copied a lot of his moves. I loved his style. As I was growing up, I used to hit the weights a lot, so I used to like to work out. And watching him being a strong Black man on TV, of course I love that. Now afterwards, when I first got in, and a little bit before when I came in, Booker was my guy. Like I enjoyed watching Booker. I liked how he was. I like his personality. So when I came, I had an opportunity to start working him first, and I just fell in love with Booker ever since then.
And this is a funny one, but K-Quick, or AKA R-Truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to watch K-Quick back in the day and being like, man, I think I can do some of those moves, and having him be a part of like the catalyst that drove me towards wanting to be a WWE superstar.
I don't know if I've ever told you this, but like I talk about Ron Simmons, but I watched probably more Bobby Lashley than anyone. Of all the current generation, like Bobby was the guy I wanted to work like, as far as being explosive, being just powerful in the ring, like the way you moved, the way you looked, just like you were the one guy of this era that I would watch almost on a daily basis. So I also have to give a lot of credit to Bobby as well, as far as someone who I just watched a ton of. In 2009, Bobby was the guy that I wanted to most closely resemble.
I appreciate that. Of course. But then he beats me for the title.
That's all out of love, right?
Beat the teacher sometimes.
I'm just doing my job, bro.
Big picture-wise, when you look at the New Day, I mean, 3 Black men come together, form a stable, and become one of the most popular groups in WWE history. How much did that mean to you from an influential standpoint?
I grew up in probably like a 99% white town, you know, and in school, I got a lot of, oh, you're not really Black because of the way that you speak, or, you know, you don't sound like the Black people that I see on TV. But then what we do as the New Day, like we do as us, to be able to have success as yourself, to us is very important because there's a lot of people that are in that same position that I was in.
And that's one of the things that when we have people come up to us and say, thank you so much for being black and wearing unicorn horns on TV or wearing bright colors or being a nerd or just showing people that you don't have to be shoved into this box to be accepted. You can pursue your interests authentically. You can be amongst the people that you want to be with, and that doesn't discredit your blackness. That doesn't take away your black card because I think that's so freeing for us, is to just be able to go out there and do the things that we love doing.
When you kind of reflect on the movement of Kofi Mania, like, what does it mean to you to reflect on that moment of your career?
Oh man, okay. It's crazy. When I came through the Elimination Chamber, I remember Woods and E. I'm getting like emotional now. Okay. I'm sitting on the stairs, and they come and they're just right on my sides, and they're just like, "Hey man, you really showed out, man," and just like giving me that love that we've had. You know, it was all of us. It was all of us. You know, like I said, without them, it doesn't happen. So obviously, like winning the WWE Championship for me was like, you know, when the ref's hand hit the mat for the third time, I was like, whoa, this is real. And like my eyes popped out of my head. This was like legit, just genuine shock. I get a lot of people on social media still talking about how it affected them. And I'm just so grateful to be at the center of all of that.
March 1st, 2021, you defeat The Miz, and for the first time in your career, you become WWE Champion. Take us through that day, and did you even think that day would even come?
You didn't think I could beat The Miz?
I would have put money on it. Okay, it wasn't me, it was the other folks.
No, I love The Miz. I love everyone. You know,
I don't know.
maybe. That day, you know what, that day was actually a really cool day in the way that it was done. Because the day that I did it with Miz, it was like the fans got behind me towards the end, because throughout the whole show, it was like the Miz was trying to get out of it and trying to get out of it. And they thought that, you know, this might not happen. So when it finally happened, when I beat him, it was kind of the same thing with Kofi. You really can't imagine how it's gonna feel. But it was for me the next couple days. You know, I was getting calls from people that I ain't heard from in years. From Panama, my uncle, he's over there jumping them down from Panama. They bring the flag over to me. They're like, you gotta take a picture with the flag, with the Panamanian flag. You know, everybody's so proud of you. And then the biggest thing for me is like a lot of the people that I regard as peers. They were saying, you know what, I'm happy for you, and I really believe you deserved it. So the next couple of days, I really didn't sleep. I was just kind of holding that title. I was looking at it, I was like, damn, this is more than just a title. It's more than just the WWE Championship. There's way more to it. You know, my kids, he went to school and he had a bet with his PE teacher, and the PE teacher told him that, no, your dad's not gonna win it. So, what are you talking about? I'm the champ, you know.
So another pivotal date in WWE history, also that year, September 13th, 2021. At the time, Mr. Money in the Bank, Big E, you become WWE Champion. What was that day like for you?
For me, it was one of those things where a lot of that territory was new, being in that position, but I felt like I was ready for all of it. So beating Bobby, the 1, 2, 3, and like, I didn't necessarily, I was like, all right, I kind of briefly thought, you know, what am I gonna do afterwards? But it's one of those things where the moment like swept me away. I felt like I had no control of my body. I don't know. I did like a half split, like I don't know, like a fist pump. I don't know how I was fist pumping. I'm not a golfer, but in that moment, I felt like I just hit a hole in one or so. It was bizarre, but that was one of the coolest things, is being able to look out and seeing so many people who were genuinely excited for me. And thank you for that moment, because, and one of the reasons I think, there's so many reasons that Kofi Mania is special, and I think one of the reasons is because of the opponent, because of Daniel Bryan being an all-time great. And I think one of the reasons that moment was so special for me is because I beat you. The way that you had dominated people, the run you had, the fact that, man, like I said, like I was watching you in 2009 trying to pattern my eventual style after you. That meant a lot for me, because, you know, beating any WWE champion means something, but for me, because it was you, that meant it was even more special for me.
This question is for all of you, but Kofi, I want to start with you. you all went through this. You put in your time on the road, all the hardships that come with your career. You dream about finally reaching that milestone moment of becoming WWE champion, and then you achieve it. Was it what you expected when you finally reached that pinnacle?
For all the talk about not having a chance in 11 years or whatever, I don't know if I was ready to be champion when I first came to WWE. You know, everything had to happen the way that it did. So as soon as you become champ, business picks up. It was exactly what I expected it to be, but at the same time, I think I was very prepared to shoulder that burden, and this is what you want.
And even beyond that, you know, I obviously knew by watching Kofi that things were going to pick up and they'd be busier. But one of the things that I am really grateful for is I got to do so many things that I never even fathomed. Even just going through DMs. The reason I got to do the Fury Wilder fight, I did the intros for that, was because, and thankfully I didn't delete it, but I randomly see a DM from Tyson Fury congratulating me on winning the title. And that's one of the things that I appreciated with having the WWE Championship is it felt like a cosign. I kind of described it in many ways as a passport because it opened so many doors for me and just kind of changed my mindset and my mentality.
When I came into the business, when you first got one of these things, the big thing that everybody told us is it's not a belt. It's not a belt. It's a title. And now that when I won it, I understood that. It's the same thing that he said. It's not about this means this leather and trinkets and everything, and it really doesn't mean anything but what's behind it is what's important. You know, when I was out of the business before, just at the level that I was at, I was able to live for the next 10 years off of that name that I got from being an ECW champion and being a United States champion. But as a WWE champion, it puts you on such a whole nother level.
So as we wind down, gentlemen, and this has been a terrific conversation, speak to the importance of not only being a WWE champion, but having had the opportunity to be a Black WWE champion.
I think that obviously being a Black WWE champion, being that it is so rare, seeing is believing, that phrase to me is so important, and it just makes it tangible to be able to achieve that. So for little African-American kids out there, and even adults that, you know, never thought that they would see an African-born champion, it definitely holds a lot of weight for me.
I think my hope is that the conversation with Black WWE champions is similar to the conversation around like Black quarterbacks in the NFL. I remember being a kid and that was a thing, you know? You'd hear like, oh, you know, it's Warren Moon and maybe, you know, a couple others, if that, but now you see so many Black quarterbacks in the league and it's not even really a conversation. And that's my hope, is that, you know, the Montezes of the world don't have to wait 11 years for their first WWE championship, that for the best reasons, it's no longer a conversation the way it is now because those doors open. And I'm hopeful, man. I look around at our industry and within our company and outside of our company, I see so many incredibly talented men and women, Black performers. I think it's a great time for Black wrestlers, and I hope those doors just continue to open. And my hope is that performers of all races, colors, sizes, whatever, if you have the ability, if you're good enough, you get an opportunity at this.
Both of these guys kind of summed it up a little bit, but I think it's the whole point of making this a norm. Like, we want to make it, we don't need to have Black WWE champion or, you know, Asian WWE champion. We just want to be able to eliminate that, and I think that was the biggest thing for me, is to be another Black WWE champion so that kids coming up can say, you know what, I can be too. We are WWE champions. The three of us are WWE champions. We happen to be Black, but we're WWE champions.
Well, that concludes our panel. Kofi, E, Bobby, thank you so much for taking the time to share your experiences with us. And I have no doubt you will continue to inspire and motivate millions of people with your actions both in and out of the ring. And for all of you, thank you so much for joining us and taking the time to listen to the stories of three of WWE's modern day Black WWE champions.